Hello everybody, hope you're having a good day or evening or morning depending on where you are in the world. Thank you all for joining. Sorry for the delay on starting the stream. I was hoping to start dead on 6, but according to some of my stuff the stream health wasn't great, so I kind of wanted to wait and see if it'd get better. But at the moment apparently everything is excellent. We are streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. Last week we just did it on YouTube, so Twitch viewers, hello and welcome. Yeah, sorry, I just caught a little thing there on my Twitch saying that the health went down, but it went back up to excellent. So okay, fair enough. I guess we're good to go. Little introduction then before we get started. My name's Luke. I am an animator. I work at Studio Goblin here in the UK, and I focus primarily, well, entirely, really, on 2D animation. Mainly, frame by frame, bespoke sort of 2D animation, specifically characters. I animate a lot of characters in my day-to-day life. And in my free time, I love making, designing, and animating all kinds of monsters, all kinds of creepy crawlies, and slimes, and creatures, and everything that's gory and horrifying. So what I've decided to do was to start streaming it, because in my free time, like I said, I like to draw monsters. So why not share it with the world, and we can all sort of discuss ideas as we go along, and work together in creating a couple of interesting sort of monsters. And then once we've designed them and animated them, we'll categorize them, give them a couple of stats, give them some types, and add them to the compendium. The idea is that we just keep going, keep making loads of horrifying, creepy monsters the sort of thing you'd find in a turn-based RPG or even a tabletop RPG, sort of thing you'd find in an RPG basically. And we'll design them, categorize them. At the end of it, we'll have a huge compendium of monsters. So the idea is as well to just shake off the week. Sort of come here, enjoy some fresh, spooky vibes, and shake off the week. And a message there from Silver Knight saying, "Oh yeah, well, my sisters will eat this stream." I still think, thank you for that. But one of my old school animations I've made in the past was "My Sisters Will Eat You," which I still think is one of the coolest titles I came up with for animation. And I basically recycled it for this because, my god, that is such a cool title. And I still think "This Stream Will Eat You" is quite an interesting title. Anyway, you got any questions or want to know what's happening or want to chime in with some direction, feel free to do so. For now, we will just get animating. So last week we designed this slime. It's rather spooky looking, gross slime. Went through a number of different revisions. Someone commented going in a mouldy direction, and that's what we sort of did here. A slime that's been stagnant and sat there in a dungeon for a long time. No heroes come by in quite a while, and this slime's been left to decay. I want to animate it in a way that can show that off. So we're going to break it into different parts. Thinking this will be its own separate section. Then we'll go with this. Maybe this here will be, but we'll see how we go. And this, the bottom, will be the bottom section that will go underneath it all. Let's just get started. Making things a little spooky. First, we're going to do a rough around it all, translating this from Photoshop to animate. You may see me change my line width a lot because, well, I can never settle on a line width. I'm forever messing around with them. Never. It always looks too small and too big at the same time. All right. Hope you all had a good week. It has been a busy one for me. A lot of working late. It's not often that we crunch at the studio, but at the moment we're feeling a little bit of it. Not like serious crunch. Probably stay an extra couple of hours after work, you know, nothing insane. Means that the week has felt just a little bit longer. Will that be clear? Maybe? I'll make sure we don't put too much detail in too little space, so those things will be lost. Yeah. I wonder if that's a bit too big now. You know what, I might be a bit too busy. Let's go with this instead. Make it so the teeth can be a bit more clearer. Then put this like gooey slime for the rest of the mouth that's coming down. Yeah. Oh, centre tooth. It's a thing I always fall into, putting one big tooth in the centre. There we go. Honestly, half of animating and drawing is just hitting Ctrl-C constantly. Not the best thing in the world, but it's something we always have to deal with. Okay. Teeth would go around there like that. Let's make this. Or smaller. I'm going to probably redraw this anyway when I actually come to be a bit more specific, but if we can get it right here, it'll make life easier a bit later. Right, we want a cut-off point. There. Just so the seam doesn't seem as obvious. All around there. Yeah. This could be a lot of fun. Sadly, I think it's going to be a lot of fun to animate. Most of the stuff we work on, or I've worked on, has been fun to animate, but nothing's ever quite as fun as a good old-fashioned creature. Something that doesn't, something that's not, what's the word? Held down by real-world physics, and get a bit more fun with it. There we go. I'm going to have the mode burst at the top of it. Let's have a look. Zoom out and see how we're going. Hey, Kishra, welcome. Hope you had a good week and are having a good day. We are animating the slime that we worked on last week. At the moment, I'm just zooming out. See how it looks. A bit more distant. Oh, you followed me as well. Thank you. Did just notice that my alerts didn't do. Alerts should have given me some stuff for that. My first time streaming on Twitch. Alright, cool. So how do we... I've produced so many alerts. I want to make sure that they are seen. Alright, bear with me a second. Sorry to interrupt once you get back, but give me a second while I try and solve this. No, you got the time right. I just started a little bit earlier. I got a day to myself, so I thought I'd start a little earlier and settle myself in, just in case any problems arose from me twitching for the first time, like they are now. So I'm just gonna see if I can get the alerts to work properly. Hello, welcome back. Yeah, I have clearly done something wrong with setting up my alerts, but all right, cool. I'll have to just deal with that next time. Browser. I don't want to do anything that Ah, hello there. What's that? WV Productions. Hello, welcome. Right, we'll just get rid of that. We'll what about this next week? What about this next week? Yeah, just have to. I'll have to keep checking the live feed in case something comes up. Anyway, let's get back to it. Ooh, wait, let's sign that to be back to the. So I can see the chat window. There we go. That window is now there for me. Excellent. Will be when I put it in the right place. And this is why we started early, so we can work these issues out. Okay, where were we? Right. Okay, so since last week when we sort of worked on this mold creature, I looked at how other people sort of show a mold and spore growths. There's a lot of these sort of stemmed spores. I wonder if that will work. Or was it a bit too busy at that point? Might be a bit busy then. Let's stick with what we got. Let's not mess around too much. Panic Pippi. Oh yes, did the Metropolis inspire your design, or Metropolis? Sorry, Metropolis inspire your style, or rather, some of the themes of that video. Actually, it didn't. I am a big fan of the Metropolis film. It was kind of it really was like down to the Fleischer style of rubber hose animation. That was a big inspiration on it, and a lot of other silent films like Nosferatu and Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. A lot of them had sort of things to do with it, sort of that pre-war horror films in silent films. Silent films are definitely something I frequently enjoy. Always sort of wanted to make a silent film. I mean, that's also why a lot of the stuff I make doesn't have dialogue and it is purely just sound design. But I really would like to sort of make a full silent production with title cards and everything at some point, or even film one. Oh, if I could film a silent film, oh, making all the sets and everything. What a treat that would be. It would be a lot of fun. Working out how they did the makeup, sort of recreating that. Oh, really would be a treat. Let's have a look at appropriately molding. Really, I guess the colour. Again, the colour will sort of do half the work for me here. Oh, Devil Town. That was a real good. That was a real good production. That was a lot of fun. And WV Productions, thank you for the follow. Sorry, I didn't get my. I spent a good chunk at the start of the week making all these cool alerts, and completely dropped the ball on actually integrating them. But hey, so look forward to next week. And I figure it all out. It's a journey we're doing together as we do this Twitch journey. Okay, so It's a bit busy. Move that up there. Okay. I think I can leave that on it. Too distracting. Right, let's name this button slime front slime. I cannot draw to save my life, so this frustrates me seeing someone who can. Fascinates me seeing. Oh, it's fascinates, not frustrates. That's quite the opposite. WV Productions, I assure you, you can draw. Everyone can draw. They just draw in their own unique way. If you can put a pencil to a bit of paper and draw a line, you have drawn something. So, and I wholeheartedly believe. Right, so this is the starting pose we're going to go with. Yeah, stick figures are drawings. If you've drawn them, you've drawn them. You can say you've drawn them. We just stopped working for now, obvious reason. John's had to mess with the alerts and channel awards. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I will get them working because I spent so much time working on them and they look really cool. So that's the first pose. So let's just do playing fast and loose with stuff. Okay, so yeah, it's a bit messy for me. Let's just put in some of the key stuff here. That's where that is. I'll give myself a rough guide of where the boundaries are for this. Then I'm going to turn that off because that is far too busy for me. That's it. Also, that white is a bit much, so let's make that a bit more softer. There we go. No blinding white here. Okay. So, if that's its starting pose, where do we want to put it? In my plans that I left myself for last week, I was going to give it a bit of a sort of bulges out. That getting bigger. Would that work for this? I like the audio I used volunteer to edit radio shows for so forth. Oh wow, that sounds really cool. It was one thing I wanted to get right. It was the microphone quality and audio levels. There's nothing worse than poor audio levels. You can have a bad connection where the visuals aren't quite there. As long as it sounds good, everyone will be happy. And I can't concentrate about a little bit of background noise. Jeez, I'm looking at my movie stuff and I couldn't see Hausu for a minute. Oh, now that would be a shame. If you lost Hausu, oh boy. Right, don't worry, I'm still here. I'm still doing things. I'm now just staring at what we've made and trying to visualize what it's going to look like. Alright, let's just draw. It'll be far more interesting to draw and think. Staring at nothing. Let's do that there. Best thing is about this is that none of the lines need to be consistent. It's a slime after all. It's malleable. Bulges. Any mistakes in line consistency is only going to add to it. Hausu is, for those who don't know, a 70s, I want to say it was 70s, mid 70s maybe, horror production made in Japan. And it was kind of, it was an answer to Jaws. Jaws came out in Japan and was very popular amongst the youth. So, I think it was Toho? No, it wasn't Toho. Anyway, the production company was like, oh, let's make something that was popular amongst kids. So they got someone who primarily worked in music videos and things along that to direct a horror film. And the first thing that they wanted to do was like make it quick editing with a lot of experimentation with its effects. So the whole film itself is just wild, just absolutely wild with its editing and its logic. There's some really good behind the scenes stories there on oh, it was Toho, excellent, 1977. There's some good behind the scenes stories of like how the production came in. Apparently the director was combing his daughter's hair for bed and she was telling him a story, and her logic of telling a story, as kids are, was all over the place, jumping from one thing to one idea to the next and not really finishing ideas before she started saying the next one. And from there the director was like, it's a pretty good way to tell a story. It sort of lent into that for the production of Hausu. Which is why it's just so chaotic. Now, for some people, it's a bit too much, and I can understand that. But for me, it gets so chaotic that it reaches the point of going back around in itself and becomes relaxing for me. And I could just watch that film for ages, enjoying so much of it. Oh, the OG Exorcist, yeah. That's another good one. That's got a lot of good vibes in that. I'm a big fan of vibes in my horror films. And that has got it in spades. Now, would this have disconnected? No, let's have that always there. Let's just have it... sort of morph, change. And we're going to open mouth. So, for those who don't know, there used to be a gaming cafe here in Norwich where I live, run by a friend of mine called John, and it was just a gaming cafe. You'd come, rent screens, buy alcohol, buy coffees and stuff, and just relax. And I used to work there. I worked there during my master's degree, got me through that, and I'm always grateful to John for that one. No, we'll leave it like that. And every October, I'd run the what we called Afterlife Arcade, where we'd play horror. It'd be late night opening, horror films on the TV, spooky music, horror games on. I don't know if there was anything else we did. Don't think we did competitions, or did we? Well, it was so long ago. But that used to be a highlight of my year, was working on that. And I played Hausu, again, one of my favourite films, and it went down a storm. I think we can exaggerate this a bit. don't like how close that is. Let's go. Would this move? How would these sort of react? They bulge and move. Would they shrink? Let's try shrinking. We can change it. Down. Do I want that to grow? Oh, a friend introduced me to a TV series. I wonder if you'd heard of it. Mystery Science Theater 3000. Mystery Science Theater 3000? Oh, that show. Oh, man. That is frequently on for me. I backed the latest season on a Kickstarter and got a lot of goodies from it. But yeah, I am a avid watcher about Mystery Science Theater 3000. Highly recommend anyone watching it. It's annoying because it's a funny show, but you can never recommend, like, it's hard to describe to people when you describe people like what it is and how to watch it. They're like, huh, okay. It's like, no, trust me, it's good. Mac and me, that is my favourite one is probably Star Crash, because I unironically love Star Crash. If anyone's ever heard of Star Crash, which is a Star Wars ripoff that came out slightly after. I think it's shortly after Star Wars. It has David Hasselhoff in it as a bit character, but it's bad, but like bad in all the right ways. And I think I have it. They did a 4K restoration of it, and I haven't got that. It's so good. So when a Mystery Science Theater do it, I do watch that every now and then because I just unironically adore it so much. I would watch Star Crash over Star Wars any day. It is a horror stream, but we'll dive into campy sci-fi as well. I messed around with some of the sound levels last time with the music and audio. Let me know if the music feels too loud. I'm sure you guys would have told me if it was. I see, here's the problem here. The line width is now not consistent at all. Gone too thin with it. It's a problem when you zoom in sometimes, you forget the bigger picture. Wow, how philosophical. Excellent. I'm glad you guys are like it. And we're going a bit overboard, but that's fine. We'll keep going. We can go give it a second pass. If things aren't working, let's make that eye. But we will give it a second pass. I'll change the line width. Let's have that eye really sink as it comes down. Oh, I don't have a second line there. Alright. Also, keep count of crashes. Adobe Animate loves to crash, so we're gonna keep a tally of every time this program crashes. Right. Not. I think we can make that work. Yeah, it is just Adobe. It is just Adobe. Adobe like that. It would just constantly break down. Spaghetti code. Whenever people ask me what I used to animate on, or was at the studio, we use the Adobe suite. And I always say to anyone who's getting out, like, do everything you can to not use it. I'm not recommending anyone use it. Anyone that can make content for the internet and animate without giving money to Adobe is fantastic. Alright, so what is up with my line? Maybe I should give myself a little bit more space. You can set a maximum and minimum, because as you might be able to see, I can make things taper off, get thicker. My minimum's too low. It was on. Let's try 7. There you go. It's not quite as much, even on the lowest. It still seems pretty consistent. Yeah, I'll give them that. Premiere Pro is fantastic. I'm not happy with it. We'll keep it for now, but I am going to try that again. Yeah, well, at university, they told us constantly. I studied film and move an image at university, and they constantly told us that, oh, Final Cut's the future. You should be learning Final Cut. Get on Final Cut. Everyone will be using this when you graduate. And no one has mentioned Final Cut. Like I've left university nearly 10 years ago, and no one has ever mentioned Final Cut since. Everyone uses Premiere. Maybe we could well, I hope the stream isn't just me figuring this one thing out. First off, let's give this a bit of a thicker line. A bit more consistent there. How does that look zoomed out? Yeah, looks fine to me. Right, let's have these eyes. This one will just get wider. All itself will stay in place. Oh, videotape. I never did it. I think when I started university, they hadn't long moved from film to digital. I've always wanted to edit some tape. Same way I've always wanted to animate with cells. Like, I know that the second I start doing it, I'd be like, well, this is awful, but I'd love to give it a go. Now, let's have that eye sync. Sync in the sense of getting a bit further down. Not so much getting deeper. There we go. You used an Amiga 600 for the titles? Incredible! How big's that? That's actually really good. I mean, it's not. I'm sure it wasn't the most intuitive thing in the world. That's really learning with weighted clothing, that is. That is... Moving to digital must have felt like such a breath of fresh air. I think we're shrinking it. I think he isn't going to get bulbous. Might have him shrink down. Give it a squash and stretch. That might be the way to do it. Portable mini disc recorders. I wonder how much they go for now. On our second year, we've got portable mini disc recorders. Yeah, let's do that. Find the teeth a little. Something about this fluidy creature having porcelain, realistic porcelain teeth that really makes my skin crawl. Right, now we're getting somewhere. So what I'm currently doing, give a bit of explanation. Sorry if I come across as condescending. I'm going to assume no one really knows much about animation. I'm going to assume no one knows as a base level. Working on here is essentially keyframes. I'm working out the two of the main poses, and then once I've got them figured out, I will go through and add in between images to smoothly transition. Which is why it's a little jumpy at the moment as I try to work this out. Go down a little bit. Okay, see if we can work out the top. I managed to get the same Medius deck that we used in the radio studio college. I still have it. Oh, excellent! Hopefully that didn't set you back too much. Okay. Yeah, like you said there, Keshra, wondering about all the flipping. Feel free to ask questions. Like, there's no dumb questions here. If you're ever wondering what I'm doing, please do ask, and I will happily answer. Oh, excellent. Didn't cost too much. There should be a... bit further apart. That isn't bad, but I think we can very quickly myself another frame. Yeah, I think we can. So, if something's squishing, should also stretch. Squashing. Just need a little bit more space here. Space. Right. Okay. It's not as much as I think I'm going to. Oh. Where'd this go? So it go off. I don't want to break the. Or it could just move and dangle. Oh. Okay. What's there? That go. Yeah, it's not so much dripping as it is just sort of feeling like a least bit of phlegm. Like maps. I love the horror animations new since Newgrounds. I personally love the Flesh Fletcher YouTube. Just reminded me. Whoa, keep those up, please. I'll go back to it. Oh, thank you so much, Mark Maps. That really does mean a lot to hear it. Flesh for Fletcher. My God, that is an old one. That's a real old one. That's back in the papercraft days. That what is. But I'm glad you like them. I'm hoping that, you know, with this stream and get a bit more active doing stuff like this, I can get back into the swing of animating my own horrors outside of work, going back to it, because I would love to go back to it. Oh yes, of course. Thank you, Kush. I should have said that. Yes, that was a YouTube comment. I've got multi-stream going, so both YouTube and Twitch. I think that's good. Maybe that goes a little bit down. Got a lot of empty space here now, though. And Ishra, this gives me an idea. Ooh, what's your idea? Oh, it's getting nice and dark now. The vibes are really kicking off. Yeah, okay. Now let's work out how this bulbous spore sort of gross mold growth is going to react. Ishra on YouTube. I've come here to get away from WV in the Twitch chat. Called you out. Absolutely called you out. Right, so that doesn't quite. Oh no, we can do better. Let's have it. Let's really push this. Okay. Whether it's like a. Oh, yeah, that could work. It's ready to pop at any minute. Right, let's take that away and use that as a guide. I'll give it a little bit more texture than that. Wow, thank you, Restream. We've just hit 100 messages. I don't know what that means. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Who knows, but it's a thing, and we've done it. Congratulations, everyone. Would it matter if these don't match? I don't think it will. If it's moving enough. Yeah, I like that. If anything, this stream will work as a great PSA to inform people just how long it takes to animate things. Thank you, WV Productions. I'm glad you like it so far. I do as well. And like, you think of it, how this will move as well, and it'll just look really cool. Look really cool. I might stick also completely out of nowhere, but it's just back in my brain. It's just now came forward in my thoughts. I do think I'll stick to streaming at 6. Let's see how long we go. This one might not be, probably be as long as last week, this one. I would like to get a because I'm still, still getting my feelers out. See how much time it takes to sort of dedicate myself to working on stuff. But once I get into the swing of things a bit more, I'll get the Twitch alerts sorted, I become a bit more confident with it all, I will stream for a lot longer. Probably go for like, 4 to 5 hours. Alright, cool. We're animate it on 4s. 4s means that the image will be on screen for 4 frames before it changes. Which might seem like a lot when you're looking at it here, but trust me, it won't feel it. It'll give it a real nice look. Right, let's give it a literal in-between at the moment. We won't completely go with that. Marked maps. Animation is always a pain. 2D, 3D, but man, 2D animators I respect way more. Thank you. Yeah, animation is just a time-consuming process. Because a lot of the time people see things and will think, oh, well, that could have taken too long. And it's like, yeah, that one little bit might not have taken too long, but you've got to remember it probably took 10 hours to work out how to do that one little bit. There's probably like 3 different takes of that they threw away before they got to it. Often the way with animation. But it is fun. Like, I'm enjoying this, working all things out, sort of taking your time. I do find it relaxing. As well I should, because it's my job. I remember getting a less than ideal version of Animate when I was at school. And then drawing in my free time being like, well, this is bloody great. This is the best thing ever. So yeah, we're going to literally do a in-between here. So this is the kind of thing you'd think logically just translating these frames, the middle ones in between these frames would work, but not always. They often look a little flat and stilted. Let's try again. But if we do one as a base, we can then work out how it's going to get to each point after the fact. When I was at college, there was a cracked version of Photoshop 5. We all used it at home. Yeah. Photoshop 5, wow. Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do. That can go a little bit. I think 7, Adobe, Microsoft Media. What was it? I think it was 8. Adobe Flash. What's it? Flash 8 or Flash 7? Oh, I can't remember what the first version of then Animate was that I used, but it was certainly an old one. And I've just never stopped using it. Granted, now it's Animate and a bit more tailored towards, exporting for other things rather than Shockwave, but I've used this program for so long, I just know I know everything about it. It's hard to change when you are so ingrained. I think that's another reason why I'm really taking my time here and enjoying it, because we often have to produce things so, not outrageously quickly, but you have deadlines to meet when you're doing it for a job. And it is nice to take a step back and just enjoy the process. I won't read that comment out loud. WV Productions. Just in case. Well, I know that you have my full support. I'll protect your privacy. Right, that eye would not. So that would be where it is at its most sunken. It's a bit. Just a little bit of its luster. There we go. You know what? Actually no, we'll finish this in between first. Literal in between. Do these teeth kind of, yeah, they're not too far off each other. Right, so that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So that middle one there isn't seen due to this, so that needs to start and down as it joins. Alright. These two? Oh no, you don't see that one, you see half of that one. Alright, okay, I think we're getting there, we're getting something to work with. No, it's not. Join that up a little bit better. Would that be... You know, I won't colour that in. We'll leave that. I've already done the nose. I've already committed to that. But we'll see how we go with this one. A little fast at the moment, but sorry, 3 frames. Looking good. Thank you very much. Oh, we've got a missing, disappearing boil. Now obviously it would loop back round, and we can put this here for now to give it a look, but this would not be the best way of doing it. You'd want to have it bespoke. Right, what else is missing there? Well, you got to zoom out. There we go. but we won't loop it that way. We'll actually draw something fresh. Right, now for this. So this will be, I'm gonna give myself that. It's a little test. Yeah. Just change that color. Nope. I want it to go behind. Okay. I think that works. Well, we can make it work, can't we? Do. I'm just gonna put that there and say. Oh no. Cool. Cool. Fine. No crashes yet. An hour in and no crashes. I actually would be surprised if there was one that early on. I should do an alert that reminds me to save constantly. Yeah, I've talked it up now. Here it comes. I am brilliant at doing things like that. I say Skyrim hasn't crashed. I say Skyrim hasn't crashed for ages. The next second it crashes. Yeah, that's just the way it goes. Ah, this is going really well today. Smash cut to it going really badly today. Right, there we go. I think it's going to want another 2 frames that way, another 2 frames that way. No, one more, 3 frames there on the low. Then we have to come back round to loop. Maybe it won't take too much to get it to loop back round. Maybe I can do that in 2 frames, so it's a bit. All right. It's just me playing that out, but I think we will have a little break. give ourselves a 5 or 10 minute break, which is a 5 minute break. Get yourself some drinks and snacks, and we'll get settled back in for another hour. See you all in a bit. Hello! Oh, good, you can see the alerts. I figured it out! I figured it out. Look at me go. Oh, did I peak the audio there? I probably peaked it. Hopefully not. I didn't hear any audio from them. Maybe if I turn that off and we give it another test. There. Oh, there we go. There we go, everybody. Don't know where the best place to put them is, but that's how we do it. Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased we got that sorted. All right, here we go. Maybe, okay, let's change the audio that then. So you didn't hear the audio the second time, but you heard it the first time. Okay, excellent. I didn't hear the audio, but it's there. We have it. Also, yeah, I did see the spam in chat. We are officially a Twitch streamer because we get spam. All right, here we go. Right, so we have that as an in-between. Want to now disregard everything we've done to this point and have things. Let's just now we need the anticipation. So we want this slime to get smaller, to squash and stretch. But before we do it, we might want some anticipation to show it go up a little bit before it goes down. Now, of course, this is going to loop. For now, we will go ahead as we means. So that's all down. Cool. Right. I see this stream is LGBTQ friendly. That's good. I thought I had to take my gayness elsewhere. No, never. Oh, Gavin Spores enters the chat. Speaking of gayness, W3 Productions. Gavin Spores is here. I don't know if you can hear him on the microphone.
Good evening, good folk of the internet.
Yeah, there he is. That wasn't a mean comment to people who don't know us. He is an LGBT games writer, so.
oh no, Clockwork Pixel is a horrible.
Stop! Don't do it.
So mean, so mean.
He's paying me a visit this weekend, and he's just arrived. I'll leave you to get yourself sorted, and then you're welcome to join us. I'll catch you.
What are you cooking? What are you cooking up here?
We're currently making a rotten slime.
Oh, beautiful.
That's what we're going for now. Go get yourself sorted, and then join us, and I'll catch you up.
I'm going to get my gym jams on.
Go get your gym jams on. But no, you are. I want this stream to be a nice, safe place for everyone. Safe place, relatively speaking. It is a horror stream, you know, and as it says in the title, the stream does want to eat you. So, you know, we're not all safe, but we're all safe. This is a safe space. I'd like to think that people can see the animations of the whole animations I've done in the past and sort of know that you're all safe and welcome here and valid. So that up. This stream is eating bigots. Oh yeah. It chews them up and spits them out. There's no nourishment in that. No nourishment in the bigots. Yeah, all I will say is, yeah, be careful what you put in chat, because some people might not know the context, and we all have our different tolerances on jokes. Always be wary of that. Vegans make terrible zombie food, yeah. Alright. Separate this. We want to squash this a little bit. Shut up. No, it wants to be up. You want to push it together. I'm using my hands. There's no camera here. Why am I using my hands to show you all the direction this is going to move? Yeah, it's going to sort of squish up a little bit before it goes down. Point wants to come in a little bit. Like that, there we go. A bit too straight. It's gooey, it needs to be wobbly. There we go. Counterproductively needs to go down before it comes up. I ain't got a chair for you, Gav, I'm afraid. Go grab some pillows if you want. Yeah. So we're just doing a bit of anticipation on the slime. So we designed last week. We designed this.
Oh, it's a continuous.
Yeah, rotten slime,
Fantastic.
and this week we're animating it. And so it'll be a shorter stream this week, so we won't finish this. I ideally want to be able to design one in one stream, animate it the next stream, and probably go for it. Kishra says it's good to see you, Gav.
Oh, Kinsva, hey.
But of course, these are a bit shorter because I'm still getting my feet. So I do promise next week it will be a much longer one.
Those purple
Oh, wait.
looking
I might not go with purple because purple is so overdone for me.
You are a purple.
I am a purple
you are
person.
purple person, yeah.
So I am going to try and move away from it. Oh. You're welcome to sit in here with me and join us. You're welcome to go do other things. You can do what you want. It's the weekend, buddy. It's the weekend.
What, I might even get you some food.
Oh, what are you ordering?
No, that's what I'm looking.
What are we ordering, chat? What are we getting? Domino's? Domino's being thrown there. That is dangerous. Personally, I prefer a Pizza Hut, but I do like it's not an apple and oranges. Well, I don't know the saying apples and oranges. Actually, it might be an apples and oranges thing. I don't know the saying properly. I can go either way. This Domino's. This stream's not sponsored by Domino's. Of course, if Domino's wishes to come to me and offer, I will swiftly decline. You can't buy me.
Rogue.
I'm a rogue. I don't care if I like your thing. You come with me for sponsorship? Nah, it ain't working. You can't buy me. That is a joke. You can buy me.
That's the right.
At the right price. Yeah, if you're ordering where? Okay, so let's have a look at that. WV there with I don't stream, but you can buy me. So Domino's, if you're watching my chat, it can be bought. That's way too. That nose goes up way too big. Way too big. I know it's supposed to be a slime, but even then, it's a bit much.
A genuine question, actually.
Go on.
How often do you find yourself in those positions? Actually, between each frame, okay, like the nose is a little bit too high, or ears aren't quite right.
A lot.
How often do you get that?
A lot. Because obviously you don't know how until you do it, but especially you can do it, think it's fine, especially if you're zoomed in. You can really do it if you're zoomed in. But you zoom out and sort of scrub it all, and you can see. That's when you're like, ah, yes. Of course, that is quite the mistake. Sometimes you can leave it, because like it is hand-drawn, adds a little bit of that personality. But you never wanted to look like the animator was bad. Dangly there. You won't, yeah, exactly. You don't want any glaring mistakes. It's something I ain't gonna worry too much about. Again, when I'm working, I have to worry about this stuff all the time. I have to be so on it. So when I'm doing it in my free time, like now, I go worry too much. If I feel like something, it's kind of it's a vibe. It's feeling it out in the moment to see if this works, if it doesn't work. Yeah. It really is. But it's things like staying on model. I obviously want it to look good, but if things take a bit more of a turn, and I won't push against it if someone wants to move a different direction, just because it's just a nice refresh from what I'm normally having to do. Bad. Probably couldn't be animated because I'll be revising all the bloody time. Yeah. Yeah, that can happen. You gotta learn sometimes that done is better than perfect. Sometimes you just gotta have something done. Even if it's only 60% of where you wanted it to be, at least it's done. And then next time you can take those lessons learned and move on. Have you decided what you gonna do for food?
Ask you. I'm thinking of doing there's a pizza. He wants a side, want a little snack, a little treat.
I'll have a side.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, a Pizza Hut does sound good. I mean, you don't have to. You can go Domino's.
Well, you're not getting a whole pizza to yourself. Oh, but you can have a side.
Are you gonna just get one nice pizza? Are you?
Well, there's a deal that's like a whole large pizza. Of course, if you want a slice or two, but there's 2 sides with it. So you can have a side if you.
That sounds good actually, because I have had dinner.
A little, exactly.
Yeah.
A little pick me up.
Yeah. I like that. Hope this is filling content, everyone, as you listen to me decide my food order. Can we get some happy birthdays in chat, by the way? It's old Mr. Spores' birthday on Monday, which is why he's come to visit for the weekend. Get some happy birthdays in chat. Did you?
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthdays are coming in.
Thanks, Kisra.
And VV.
Thanks.
WV. Sorry.
Thanks, WV. So, do you want potato wedges, garlic bread, mixed leaf salad, fries, or onion rings?
Is it cheesy garlic bread? Has it got like a... Those are the choices, are they?
Yeah.
I'll go.
Wedges, garlic bread, salad.
Go garlic. Go garlic bread.
Go garlic bread?
Yeah. Have I missed this the whole time? Just realised there's a little bit here. I've been missing this the whole time. Oh, I guess you wouldn't see it there. Okay, fair enough. I thought I'd messed up. I thought I'd messed up everyone. No, the BV. Sorry. It's all W's and V's. It's dyslexia. All bleeds into one for me.
We quizzing you, BV.
BV.
BV of Norwich. It's a big bottle of seed.
This eye bulbuses. This eye here bulbuses. But ooh. I like it. That is completely accidental. Yeah. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but interesting what you're saying about in terms of you just gotta get things done. And actually a lot of that is to client work.
Yeah.
You gotta get that on time. You've got 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. You don't have a choice. You just have to get done.
There were sometimes when we've done things like music videos and shorts for people can look at it and be like, oh, there's a mistake there, or yeah, doesn't often happen. We get a lot of good feedback. But then I do think, like, you didn't know what the budget was. You didn't know what a time scale was. Like, yeah, that could have been different, but like that wasn't in the budget for it to be like that. Or the time frame. Oh, I do think I might need another frame in between there, but we will just do another in between here. We'll play a bit fast and loose at this one. I used to be WV Productions UK, but people thought the last part said sucks. I'll read that again. WV Productions UK, but people thought the last part said sucks. Yeah. It took me a beat to see it. Yeah, you know what, Kisra? You're not wrong. It kind of does look a little bit like that.
Say this out loud. It's okay. It's correct.
Yeah. You haven't nearly doxed me?
No docs in here.
So people who don't know, because I imagine there's a few of you who don't know who Gavin is. He's a good friend of mine. He has. That's good. He has done a lot. I think there's not a script that hasn't gone past him when it comes to my own horror animations. I think he's pretty much seen every script before it's been produced in terms of horror animations on my channel. He wrote a episode 3 of Purgatory Dreams. It never went into production, never got done, but he did write it.
That's how my work is.
It was good work, but he's often rewrote stuff for me and helped write a lot of stuff. He is a games writer and journalist. As in, yeah, games writer in every sense of the word. He writes on games and writes for games. Right? Yeah?
Yeah, we go.
Yeah. So, it's not like I just got a random mate to come here and start chatting in the background.
He's paid me.
Paid for him to come here. He has been involved in a lot of the work on my YouTube channel for a long time. Kishra says you're an awesome guy.
Prison's awesome as well.
Everyone's awesome. Everyone in the chat, even if you're just lurking, you're awesome. We're all good.
Cracking chat.
We're all just enjoying some great spooky stuff. What's the time now? So I think I will be stopping soon. Purely because Miss Pixel will be home soon.
Message. That's true.
And I assume she will also want to have dinner and stuff. But next week, what am I doing next week? I'm house sitting next week, but we'll see if I can do stream. See if I can do stream. I might have to miss next week, but I will do what I can to come and stream because I want to be consistent and have this every Friday. But when next time we do it, it will be for longer. We'll start at 6 p.m. We'll stick that as the time, and we will go until we are done. We will get this done. It's been great to meet you. Thank you. Thank you. WB. No, BB. Thank you very much. I hope I've been entertaining for you. We'll go for a little longer. We'll call it at 8. And for people who have been watching this as a VOD, it doesn't matter they're not here live, you're still appreciated. I hope it's entertaining. I apologise for some of the issues at the start. You know, I'm a baby boy. I'm a baby boy when it comes to Twitch.
He's not big.
So I'll get there eventually. Work out all the kinks. Okay. I cannot remember. Oh, I think I've just completely pulled that out. Oh, they do. Yeah, they somewhat match.
I was going to ask actually, do you usually work that quickly? Because for me, as a non-animator, that seemed very quick.
Does it?
Yeah.
Normally.
Because you're just blasting through those markings.
Yeah, I can work this. I can when I know what I'm. In fact, this goes down to what I was saying earlier. What you see is often. Like, it was a good 10-20 minutes at the start of this stream where I'm just staring at it and being like, what's this going to go? And I see it all in my head. And once I've got it there, I can just animate it.
Yeah.
But it takes a while to sort of figure it out. And I could have just as easily have done that and been like, no, that doesn't work.
Gooey and cool.
It is I think this can do with a little bit of changing. Let's just move that a little bit. He wants to apologise for putting WV here. Not at all. Not at all. Right, so what you could do is this. Then reverse that. Oh wow, I got the same frame twice. No. I want that gone. Do it like that. But I don't really like doing that. I like to have things a bit more bespoke. What was the last frame? That one. So what I would do was we'll take this middle frame. Yeah. And we know that it's going to match up because we've seen it match up. So instead, seriously, you should hear us. We're all at Xbox party. Gaming with friends is very different. It's all whole. The gloves are off then. We should hear all of us when we're playing Dark Souls together or Elden Ring. Or Monster Hunter when Wilds comes out. Yes. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right, we are. So I know this works. I'm gonna just use another one there. Do one more frame, and we'll call it. Of course, it looks a little bit like a nightmare, and it is. This is awful to look at, but that's fine. It's there. That's the mouth can become disconnected from its little gooey bit. That, or do we want it to be? No, we'd want it to a bit more there, I think. Okay. So the blue is where we want to be. Just to give it a bit more of a bespoke return animation from the bottom of the loop instead of just reversing. We can keep the teeth in the same place. Hopefully that ain't going to be too messy. No. Oh no, I think we're good. The eye needs to droop a little bit more because it's being pulled back up. So we want it to droop just a little bit more. This reminds me a bit of old school. Yeah. I mean, it's blue and red. So yeah, it has that very old school 3D feel to it. Everything's coming back up. Might have to replace frame to be a bit more bouncy. But we'll see how we go with that.
Do you have a favourite 3D film?
So Do you remember one of the Nightmare on Elm Street was in 3D? It came with those glasses. Yeah. In terms of 3D film, I'm a sucker for the. In fact, I watched one the other day in the cinema. It was it came from outer space in 3D, proper old school 3D glasses. A lot of fun. I'm a sucker for the Vincent Price House of Wax film. That's a lot of fun. That's because that was right when 3D was really becoming known back then. So there's a lot of really cool gimmicks in it, like a guy with a paddle ball towards the camera. And then he addresses the audience like, "Watch out for it!" Like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids esque. And that is definitely a guilty pleasure of mine. Not even a guilty pleasure. It's great. Right, so this now, when being dragged up, don't need that anymore. So as this gets dragged up, do we want it? Would it be like that? Like physics-wise, it probably would be like that. Like it's being pulled up. But part of me is like, do we have it so the middle, sombrero, like the middle is coming back up? Interesting. Okay, maybe I do. No, that isn't going to be useful. Okay. How would that look? So it would. I can't stop singing Thriller because Vincent Price, yeah. Oh, it's not your genre? Oh. It is my only that is a lie. That's a lie. I love campy sci-fi and old 80s and 70s sword and sorcerer films. They're a lot of fun.
I hated Till I Met. Till I Met Clockwork Pixel.
Because very much like it's all this and that, and I'm like, stand back. Let me show you the good stuff.
I was shown the light of good horror.
Good horror films.
And now I'm a huge fan of genre.
That's what I like to do. Corrupt. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. That actually works. All right, everyone. Look at that.
Pulling up.
That's what I was hoping. I can't.
Really satisfying.
Yeah, that's really worked out. That was a complete spur of the moment thing. I've made a mistake on that eye. Yeah. Look at that. I'm really pleased with that. This eye moves a bit too much. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Let me This eye moves a bit too much. If I ask you to focus, if I zoom in, you'll sort of become really obvious. Just like it's a little all over the place. It doesn't look like it's supposed to be sinking down, but it doesn't really give off that impression. It looks more like it's shrinking than anything else. Oh, they can see the mouse. Excellent. Now, let's just quickly see how we feel about this. I did it on the nose, and now I like the idea of real dark shadows, because initial instinct would be to make it the inside of the mouth a darker colour than what the outside is, but does that give off... Oh! Thank you, WV. When was the last time I saved? Kishra. It gives the impression it's a bit loose and threatening to pop out. That is exactly what it wants to be. It wants to be like it's ready to burst at any moment. So yeah, how do we feel? Do we like the black on the inside? So it has like... Does it look hollow instead? Or does it look like it's shaded? It's hard to tell without comparing, granted. I kind of like it. I don't want to commit to it. Not yet. I know I've committed to for the nose, but I can fix that if we discern that that's not really the right way to be. Maybe it's a bit too dark. Yeah, it might be a bit too dark. I also don't want to commit to it now, and then we do it on the other one, and I'm like, oh, that's too much. Maybe the nose being like that is fine, because it looks more like a skeleton nose than anything else. So yeah, if we, yeah, we've got one going. And what we've got going on here, I should explain this as well. The border is once we have created the monster, we're going to turn it into a little card, give it a name, going to put the type it is, and then we're going to give it its stats. And I'm not using the classic strength dex. It's all different kinds of stats, like old-timey English words. But I'll give them away next week when we are here. We'll get to that point next week, and we'll I've got a couple of dice next to me as well to roll, so we can roll its stats and determine how strong it should be. Should be a lot of fun. But first we've got to finish it. And next week we will do this one. And then the bottom. And now we have a direction. Now I wasn't too sure, but I think this might need an extra frame. But 6 is pretty good. It tends to be my loops. But we'll finish it off and then add it to the compendium. As our first monster. Save. I'll use a be right back for now because I haven't finished making my thanks for watching screen. But thank you all for watching. I hope you had a good time. Thank you all for engaging. There's been some great conversations, some great creativity. Really happy with this has gone. Yeah, have a good weekend and speak